Hey there, Royal Sussex Squad! Welcome back to the space where truth reigns and the smear campaigns get exposed. If you're new here, welcome. This is the home of the bold, the real, and the unapologetically loyal to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And if you've been rocking with us from the beginning, you already know what time it is. This is where we break down the headlines, call out the hypocrisy, and protect the Sussex legacy from lies, hate, and tired royal narratives. Now let's talk about what's going on with Prince Harry's upcoming legal hearing and this ridiculous attempt by the British media to twist it into some imaginary clash between him and Meghan. Because, y'all, the desperation is showing. So here's what's happening. Prince Harry is in the middle of a legal battle with the UK Home Office. He's appealing a 2020 decision that stripped him of the same level of personal protective security he once had when he was a full-time working royal. And let's be crystal clear. This isn't about privilege, it's about protection. Prince Harry, a man who has faced real threats to his life, threats that have been well documented, is asking for the basic right to keep himself and his family safe when he visits his home country. And he's offered to pay for it out of his own pocket. But instead of respecting that or acknowledging the very serious nature of this legal case, the media wants to gossip about whether or not he's coming back to London because Meghan has something else going on that same week. Meghan's launching her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, with Lemonada Media on April 8th, the exact same day Harry's appeal begins. And the press? They couldn't resist trying to turn this into some narrative about tension, about Meghan competing for attention, or Harry skipping court. The nerve. Let's just stop right there and say it for the people in the back. There is no clash, there is no drama. This is a power couple handling their business. Period. Harry and Meghan don't need to be glued to each other's side 24/7 to prove they're united. That's what insecure folks do. These are two individuals who are strong on their own and even stronger together. Meghan launching her podcast isn't a conflict, it's a triumph. She is stepping into a powerful new chapter, one that amplifies women's voices, challenges the status quo, and tells the stories the mainstream ignores. The timing isn't a problem, it's a power move. And the fact that Harry may not be physically in court doesn't change a thing. His legal team is more than capable, and he's still the force behind this case. Make no mistake, he's not backing down. Now let's talk about why this court case matters. When Harry left royal life, he did it to protect his family. He saw the writing on the wall. He saw how the institution refused to shield his wife and child from a vicious media, and instead of standing by and watching history repeat itself, he made the choice his own mother never got to make. He left. He walked away from titles, privileges, and power to choose peace, freedom, and love. That takes guts. And now, for daring to step away, the system wants to punish him. They want to treat him like he's not still a target, like he hasn't received real, credible threats, like he doesn't still carry a public profile that puts him at risk the moment he sets foot back in the UK. They want to strip him of protection and act like they're being fair. But let's be honest, what's fair about penalizing someone for prioritizing their family's well-being? What's fair about refusing paid security while extending taxpayer-funded protection to people with far less visibility and far fewer threats? In February, the High Court rejected Harry's original case. But you know what? He didn't back down. He's appealing that decision, and he's taking the fight to the next level. That's what courage looks like. He's not doing this just for himself. He's setting a precedent. He's calling out the inconsistencies and making it clear that no matter how much power the establishment thinks it has, he's not afraid to challenge it. And while all this is happening, the UK media is doing what they always do, using Meghan's success as a weapon. They're not talking about the content of her podcast or the impact it could have. They're not praising the fact that she's using her platform to elevate stories that matter. Nope, they're too busy inventing imaginary fights, implying that Meghan is somehow pulling focus or clashing with her husband's responsibilities. They've never been able to handle a woman who doesn't shrink herself, a woman who says, "No, I don't need your approval, I'll build my own platform." They couldn't handle it when she married Harry. They couldn't handle it when she spoke her truth in interviews, and they definitely can't handle it now that she's out here thriving, living, creating, and walking in her power. But let me tell you something, the squad sees through it. We know what this really is. It's fear. They are terrified of what Harry and Meghan represent: truth, transparency, accountability. They are a mirror the monarchy doesn't want to look into, and instead of cleaning up their own mess, they keep trying to smear the people who had the strength to walk away from the toxicity. And we're not having it. This is what the Royal Sussex Squad is about. We support Harry and Meghan not because they're perfect, but because they're principled. They've made mistakes, sure. Who hasn't? But they have never wavered in their commitment to truth, justice, and compassion, and for that, they've earned our loyalty. So if you're tired of the double standards, if you're sick of the way Meghan is vilified for daring to shine, if you're exhausted by the spin, the smear, and the outright lies, then this is your space. You belong here with the squad. Prince Harry could avoid returning to the UK next week amid clash with Meghan Markle. The Duke of Sussex is pursuing a legal battle through the Court of Appeal in London. Prince Harry is unlikely to return to the UK next week for a Court of Appeal hearing regarding his security arrangements amid a clash with the Duchess of Sussex's schedule. The two-day legal proceeding is scheduled for Tuesday, April 8th and Wednesday, April 9th in London. However, April 8th is also an important date for Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, as her new podcast is released on Tuesday, creating a clash in the couple's individual schedules. The podcast, named Confessions of a Female Founder, is the Duchess of Sussex's first project with Lemonada Media. Prince Harry is unlikely to return to the UK next week for a Court of Appeal hearing regarding his security arrangements amid a clash with the Duchess of Sussex's schedule. Reuters/Getty. The Duke of Sussex's appeal will be conducted mostly in public, following a recent Court of Appeal order. Only the most confidential evidence will be heard during short periods in private sessions. The ruling comes as Harry continues his legal battle against the Home Office over his personal security protection whilst in Britain. The Court of Appeal judges, Sir Geoffrey Voss, Lord Justice Bean and Lord Justice Edis, cited the principle of open justice as the basis for their decision. Their order, handed down on Wednesday, states that opening submissions and arguments related to non-confidential facts will be held in open court. This means press and public will be able to attend most of the proceedings. The judges determined that it should be possible to conduct most of the appeal in public, with only short periods in private. They emphasized their commitment to adhering to the open justice principle as faithfully as possible in the particular circumstances of this case. The Duke has taken legal action against the Home Office over a February 2020 decision by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, RAVEC. This decision determined that Harry would not receive the same degree of personal protective security when visiting Britain as he did as a full-time working royal. Prince Harry is now appealing against that ruling in next week's scheduled hearing. Getty. In February 2024, retired High Court Judge Sir Peter Lane rejected the Duke's case. Sir Peter concluded that RAVEC's approach was neither irrational nor procedurally unfair. Prince Harry is now appealing against that ruling in next week's scheduled hearing. In their order, the judges acknowledged that some evidence in the case is highly confidential by agreement of both parties. This sensitive material relates to security arrangements and threat levels and assessments for the claimant and other public figures. The Court of Appeal explained why such information must remain private. It is obvious that such material would be of interest to anyone wishing to harm a person, the judges stated. And before I sign off, I need you to do 3 things. First, hit that subscribe button and join the movement. We're not just making content, we're building community, and we want you on this journey with us. Second, click that notification bell so you never miss a moment of truth. And finally, if you want to support this channel and help us keep bringing the receipts, the commentary, and the real royalty, go ahead and hit that super thanks button. Every donation, big or small, keeps the truth alive. We are not backing down, we are not giving in, and we are definitely not letting hate win. Not on our watch. Until next time, stay proud, stay powerful, and always, always stay Royal Sussex Squad. We'll catch you in the next one. Keep the faith, keep the fire, and keep riding for Harry and Meghan.